gingerbread cheesecake.
Let's see what's cooking. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking. It's time for yoyomax12.
Hello everyone, starting off with the crust ingredients first. That's 1 1/4 cups of graham wafer cracker crumbs, adding to that a tablespoon of ground ginger, a tablespoon of white granulated sugar. Give that a stir and then add 5 tablespoons of melted butter. Now, if the ingredient amounts look a little off, and this is because I initially made a double recipe for this, not realizing that I was making way too much. So what I'm telling you is the actual one crust recipe, but what you see is a double crust. Take that and put it into the bottom of a 9-inch springform pan that's been greased, and then just press it down a little bit. Then you're going to bake this at 325 degrees for about 8 to 12 minutes until the edges are just light brown, and then let it cool completely. Now onto the cheesecake. So in a large mixing bowl, place 3 8-ounce packages of happy cream cheese. Give them a whirl, and then you'll add in more ingredients. Those things are 3/4 cup of white granulated sugar, 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and some spices, teaspoon of ground cinnamon, teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. Then 1/4 cup of molasses. Then you're going to blend in 3 eggs that have been lightly beaten. And then you're going to beat this until it's nice and smooth and you can't see any pieces of cream cheese floating around in it. There is the crust that I baked and allowed to cool. You can see the edges are brown. And I've put it inside this overwrap of aluminum foil. So that's 2 layers of aluminum foil that go up from underneath and around the edges. And then I'm going to pour the cheesecake batter into the bottom of that. Just level it out nicely. And then we are going to bake this in a water bath. And because of the water bath, that's why we put the aluminum foil to keep the water from going into the cheesecake. So you'll need a large enough baking dish to fit your springform pan into it. You're going to put some hot water into it. Enough hot water so when you put your pan inside there, it'll come up to just about halfway up the sides of the pan. Now you're going to do this all in the oven. You're going to do this all in the oven. You're not going to have to lift this whole pan and put it in the oven. I did it this way because I was filming, of course, and I wanted to show you in some good lighting. Now you're going to bake your cheesecake 45 to 55 minutes until the center is just set and the top appears dull and it might still be a little bit jiggly in the center. Take it out and then just run a knife around the edges to loosen it a tiny bit and then let it cool at room temperature for at least an hour. This cheesecake has a ganache topping, so while your cheesecake is cooling, you're going to place 4 ounces of semisweet chocolate into a bowl. Pour 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream that's been heated until it's very hot. Let it sit and then stir it until the chocolate chips are melted and the cream is combined and it's nice and smooth and glossy. And it's going to be a little bit runny. That's okay. Pour that on top of the cheesecake that's been cooled at least an hour at room temperature. And I spread it right up to the edge. I try not to get any between the edge of the pan and the cheesecake. Then you're going to chill this for 4 hours or overnight in the refrigerator and unmold it. And there it is. Gorgeous. This is really good just on its own. Without any extra decoration. But if you want to make this special for Christmas, just bake up a batch of gingerbread cookies or buy them and then just press them on the edge of the cake and then put a couple on top as a decoration. And I think it just makes it an extra special looking dessert with those little gingerbread people all the way around. And one piece could be 1 gingerbread or 2 gingerbread person wide. That's up to you. This cheesecake is creamy and it has an amazing gingerbread flavor. The crust has got gingerbread in it as well. It's a great dessert. It's a little bit unusual and a little bit different than what you normally have at Christmas time for a dessert, but it is awesome. I hope you give it a try. Now, if you love gingerbread, I think you might enjoy these. These are gingerbread flavored marshmallows. So if you want to make these, go ahead and click right on your screen or look for the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.